Niceto Alcalá-Zamora y Torres was a Spanish lawyer and politician who served briefly as the first Prime Minister of the Second Spanish Republic, and then, from 1931 to 1936, as its president. Biography. Early life. Alcalá-Zamora was born in Priego de Córdoba, Spain, son of Manuel Alcalá-Zamora y Caracul and Luis, and wife Francisca Torres y del Castillo, and Enriqueta, paternal grandson of Gregorio Alcalá-Zamora y Garcia and wife Maria de Santa and Gracia Caracul Serrano, and maternal grandson of Juan Manuel Torres y Barro and wife Maria del Rosario Castillo. A lawyer by profession, from a very young age he was active in the Liberal Party. Chosen as a deputy, he quickly gained fame for his eloquent interventions in the Congress of Deputies, arriving to be Minister of Public Works in 1917 and of War in 1922. Comprised part of the governments of concentration presided over by Garcia Prieto. He was also Spain's representative in the League of Nations. During the Second Republic, disappointed by the acceptance on the part of the King, Alfonso XIII, of the coup d'etat by General Miguel Primo de Rivera on 13 September 1923, Alcalá-Zamora did not collaborate with the new regime. After the departure of the dictator in 1930, he declared himself a Republican in a meeting that took place on 13 April in the Apollo Theatre of Valencia. He was one of the instigators of the Pact of San Sebastian. The failure of the military uprising in Aragon of that same year sent him to prison as a member of the Revolutionary Committee, but he left jail after the municipal elections of 12 April 1931. In these elections, although the monarchist candidates won more overall votes than the Republicans did, the Republicans did so well in the provincial cities that Alfonso soon abandoned power. Without waiting for a fresh election, Alcalá-Zamora put himself at the head of a revolutionary provisional government, becoming the 122nd Prime Minister, which occupied the ministries in Madrid on 14 April and which proclaimed the Second Spanish Republic. Confirmed as Prime Minister in June, he resigned on 15 October, along with Miguel Maura, Minister of the Interior. Both men opposed the writing of Articles 24 and 26 of the new Constitution. These articles consecrated the separation of church-state and made possible the dissolution of the religious orders considered dangerous for the state. Alcalá-Zamora and Maura said that these articles injured the religious feelings as well as those of the Catholic electorates which they represented. Nevertheless, on 10 December 1931, Alcalá-Zamora was elected president by 362 votes out of 410 present deputies. In 1933, he dissolved the Cortes, which cost Alcalá-Zamora critical support on the part of the left. The subsequent elections of November 1933 gave victory to the right, to which Alcalá-Zamora was very hostile, with constant institutional confrontations throughout its term in office. The party with the highest number of votes was the Confederación Española de Derechas Autónomas, but it did not have enough seats to govern on its own. Alcalá-Zamora refused to appoint CEDA leader José María Gil Robles Prime Minister and instead appointed Alejandro Lerroux, who then cooperated with the CEDA. In October 1934, Gil Robles obtained 2 ministerial portfolios for CEDA. The following March he acquired 3 more, though at first he stopped short of trying to obtain the office of Prime Minister. When in the end he decided to try for that post, Alcalá-Zamora dissolved the Cortes specifically to avoid that outcome, though Congress controversially decided that the dissolution had been illegal. Elections were held and resulted in a narrow victory for the left wing. The new parliament then applied a constitutional loophole to oust Alcalá-Zamora. The constitution allowed the Cortes to remove the president from office after 2 early dissolutions, and while the first dissolution had been partially justified because of the fulfillment of the constitutional mission of the first legislature, the second one had been a simple bid to trigger early elections. Deeming such action unjustified, the newly elected Cortes dismissed the president on 7 April 1936 and elected Manuel Azana to the position. Azana was detested by the right, and Zamora's removal was a watershed moment when many Spaniards gave up on parliamentary politics. Final years and death. The beginning of the Spanish Civil War surprised Alcalá-Zamora, who was on a trip to Scandinavia at the time. He decided to stay away from Spain when he found out that militiamen of the Popular Front government had illegally entered his home, stolen his belongings and plundered his safe deposit box in the Madrid Credit Lyonnais bank, taking the manuscript of his memoirs. When World War II began, Alcalá-Zamora was in France. Due to the German occupation and the collaborationist attitude of the Vichy government, he left France and went to Argentina in January 1942. There he lived on money derived from his books, articles and conferences. An offer was allegedly made to him that he would be left unmolested if he did return, since a son of his was married to a daughter of General Gonzalo Queipo de Llano, one of the leaders of the uprising. If the offer ever occurred, it came to naught because he did not want to return to Spain under Franco. Alcalá-Zamora died in Buenos Aires in 1949. His body was returned to Spain in 1979, and he was interred in Madrid's Cementerio de la Almudena. Marriage and family. He was married to Purificación Castillo Bidaburo, and had issue. Niceto Alcalá-Zamora y Castillo, married to Ernestina Queipo de Llano y Martí, ironically the daughter of one of his father's political adversaries, Gonzalo Queipo de Llano y Sierra, 1st Marquess of Queipo de Llano, and wife Genoveva Martí y Tovar, and had issue. José Alcalá-Zamora y Queipo de Llano, married to Aurora Horflina Fernández y Mir, daughter of Vicente Isidro Fernández y Bascaran, 1st Viscount of San Claudio and 1st Lord of Olvera, of the Dukes of Castellón de la Plana, and 1st cousin once removed of Cristobal Martínez Bordiú, Brigadier General of the Spanish Army, and wife Maria Marcela Mir y López, and had issue. Gonzalo Alcalá-Zamora y Fernández Mir, Lucia Alcalá-Zamora y Fernández Mir,